Hi everybody, welcome to the YKim YouTube channel. Please subscribe and ring the bell, and if you're new, please comment down below. I'd like to start this video with an acknowledgement of country. In the spirit of reconciliation, YKim acknowledges the traditional custodians of country throughout Australia and their connections to land, sea and community. I pay my sincere respect to their elders past and present, and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples today. If there is anybody in the Aboriginal communities, elders, that deem what I say to be insensitive, please let me know and I will take the video down immediately. What I'd like to talk about today is my experience as an Australian, being born here and growing up here, and some of the things that I worry about and some of the things that concern me. The things that worry me are, I have found myself ostracized and isolated in the workplace and with friends, and lost friendships because of the fact that with some white Australians I've been in a situation and a compromise where I have had to speak for and stick up for an Aboriginal person or Aboriginal persons, because there has been things said that were ignorant and offensive. When that has happened in both occasions, I have nearly lost my job because of it, because I was on the outside now. Also, I have lost friendships because of it. Sometimes when these things happen, I feel sad and disappointed, and sometimes go home thinking, where do I fit in this whole picture? I'm now isolated in this manner. And then there's also another perspective which tells me that I'm not even allowed to speak about it and speak for anybody else. And I do, in a humble way, understand that point of view. And there is, of course, things that I would not speak about because it's not respectful and it's not my right. And so that's what I'm doing today. I'm speaking to all of you about where do I fit in, and what does that say about all of us being Australian and having an Australian culture. Being so separate in groups sometimes hurts me a lot, because I feel isolated and alone in that place sometimes, because sometimes I don't fit in any of those groups. And I don't know specifically the reasons why. Sometimes it's just because I'm using basic reason and empathy to understand the issues from all different groups and see what the valid points are that they're all making. An example I can give you is, sometimes an atheist will think that I'm a religious person. And then sometimes a religious person, they think I'm an atheist. But that's not the case. All I've done is just put to them the argument for the other side and the valid points that they're making. I'm not taking sides, I'm just giving the valid arguments for each side. And when it comes to the fight for sovereignty for Aboriginal peoples, sometimes I will just state that argument and the reasons why Aboriginal peoples feel hurt and discriminated and what they are asking for to the mainstream white Australian. Sometimes even white Australians tell me that I can't talk about it. I just want to ask you guys, where do I fit in? And what should I do? I am not some dogmatic political activist. I'm far from that. I keep to myself, and I only have this platform to share my thoughts and ideas, and hopefully we can think for ourselves. Personally, I politically believe that the Australian flag could and should be changed to represent a more appropriate togetherness of culture, especially regarding Aboriginal tradition and the dreaming in the flag. I know that that's a tricky political process to happen. However, I think it would help all of us be more together as Australians, instead of being so separate. Now, I'm not saying it's definitely true that we are so separate in these groups. I'm just telling you, for once, which I won't do all the time, my personal experience, which could be jaded, but that is my experience I've had, is that in the private households of the general Australian, what I've seen, and what's made me very sad to see this, is that many people do not seem to care about the importance and the thoughts and feelings of all the vast Aboriginal peoples and Torres Strait Islander peoples throughout Australia, what they think and what they feel. That has been what I've observed and felt myself when I'm with some of these mainstream people in their private groups. Hence why sometimes I have been on the outer. Not in a very bad way. Sometimes these people agree with me and they say, yes, Kim, that is a good point you've made. But then it seems also later quite obvious that they haven't changed their ways and I'm not popular anymore. Not because I've said it in an aggressive or terrible way, like some dogmatic political activists, just because I've brought up the valid points of the other side. I just wanted to make this video for that, and to make that point, and to ask that question, where do I fit? And should I not speak about it? Or you can also tell me, don't worry about it. It doesn't have to keep you up at night, some of these things. I just do have a dream and a vision of an Australia where our culture is embedded completely with Aboriginal culture as well. For example, learning all the diverse languages from preschool right through, so we can understand, appreciate, and be more together. I only say that because that is also the experience I've had of being an Australian, is that I was born here and I'm part of this country. And I've lived alongside Aboriginal peoples my whole life, even though at times I have been separated and still am. That's the point of this video, at times. But I feel that being an Australian is all of that for me. It's not just one idea or one tradition I've grown up with. Thank you for listening, and please subscribe, ring the bell, and remember, if there is ever any elders that deem this to be insensitive, let me know and I'll take the video down straight away. Otherwise, thank you for your time. Peace